Something bad happens every time I skip school.
Well, The Flyboys is an old-fashioned adventure film. It's about two 12-year-old boys who live in a small town and they love airplanes, and they accidentally stow away aboard an airplane owned by the mob. My grandfather was a crop duster, and he had a Twin Beach, and he had a P-51 Mustang and a T-33, a lot of really great airplanes. And I used to play in those airplanes as a kid and make up adventures, and that's sort of where the idea for this film came from.
When I considered playing Silvio Esposito in The Flyboys, there was a couple of things. Rocco Devilliers, the director, producer, he had such an awesome vision. It was a lower budgeted indie film, which, I really have a kind of a thing for those underdog films. And they had Tom Sizemore. The script was very good. But for me, there was an environment of collaboration that I thought was going to be fun and have a lot of potential. And it all turned out quite well.
I've worked with some of Hollywood's greatest directors. Spielberg, Scorsese, Michael Mann, Ridley Scott. And Mr. Devilliers is the greatest young director in America that nobody knows yet. Without him, there is no movie. It was his vision and his stick-to-itness, if you will, that got the movie made. It's a $2 million movie that looks like a major studio picture.
To work on a Rocco Devilliers movie, we've all learned you have to be a brave actor. Having said no to this movie, I would have lost out on one of the greatest adventures of my life. Not just filmmaking experiences, but adventures of my life with what I was allowed to do as an actor.
Are those cars gonna move? I don't know! Come on, get out of the way!
There's a scene in the film where the kids have to land an airplane on a highway full of cars. And, today, if it was a bigger budget studio film, it probably would have been done with a bunch of CGFX. And, we did it for real. And I wanted to get back to that traditional, classic style of filmmaking, which I'm a big fan of.
Working with Rocco is great. He has a very specific vision that is pretty unique. Everybody works a little bit differently, but you know what you're getting with Rocco, and you know that he knows already. He's seen the whole thing play out in his mind, and he has a perfect image of it.
This movie's so good because it's a unique kind of vision on the family movie.
I love independent film. I love the concept of somebody with a story and not necessarily having, a big studio behind them going out and making their movie the way they want to make it. Some of our, most innovative, interesting films come out of the independent filmmaking world. And that's just the beauty of independent filmmaking.